What's going on with y'all today? Today is episode 2 of this whole series. It's going to be me showing you my design. I've already had this design made. I'm going to be showing y'all the take pack, giving y'all behind the scenes of my thought process and all the details of the design. We have the first page of my tech pack right here. If you're not familiar with the term tech pack and you want to know, especially if you're a clothing brand owner, I suggest you go on YouTube and search it up because it kind of depends on what you want. But just a general definition of a tech pack is just it's a detailed information sheet or template for your garment or design for your bulk order or sample. So as you can see mine, I have details at the top, I have the design in the middle, and some more information at the bottom. Just to go over what y'all came here for, we're going to go over the design. So this is going to be for my drop, the Superstar Lifestyle, which is basically a double layer long sleeve shirt. And the meaning of the Superstar Lifestyle drop is for me to highlight the lifestyle of young Christians. So as you can see, I have two colorways for this drop, one logo for the white one and the black one. It's going to be showing y'all a little bit. This is the logo right here. I like the cursive, the Centric Superstar. That's the logo. Then I have the Superstar Lifestyle, the meaning, and just the message for my drop, along with just some extra designs right here. It's two lines and then the three little crosses. I know three is good in the Bible. Jesus rose on the third day, and he had the cross. He carried his own cross. We're called to carry our own cross. Cross is good if you have the right meaning behind it. So that's why I have the crosses on there. Then zooming in a little more, we have the rhinestones on the sleeve. I'm not the best designer. I'm gonna be improving my skills, so I could have put it on here better. But this is what I'm looking for. I'll get it right when I show y'all the samples. It's not looking the best right now, but we'll get that taken care of. And then on the sleeve, it's kind of hard to describe, especially since my design skills aren't there yet to make it look better. But the best way I could think of it, I have a brand on right now called Forever Icy, one of my favorite brands out. And on their sleeve, this is where I got the inspiration from. He had did a cutout on the sleeve, and he had a design or some words underneath. That is what I'm looking for, just a little cutout and just having something underneath. And going to the black one, very similar. It is just the same thing, just a black shirt, white designs, white rhinestones. All right, and just going over a little detail of the garment at the top. I'm going to briefly do that just one time so I don't have to do it every time throughout the tech pack. I just have my company, my name, just personal information right here. Then I have the fabric I'm looking for, cone cotton. That's like a premium cotton. I don't want this to shrink. I want it to feel good. I want it to feel very luxurious. So that's the type of fabric. Then I have the size. This is a tech pack for a medium for when I get my sample because I wear a medium. So it's going to be having the medium side range on there. Then I have a description of just what the shirt is. I just realized I have three on there. I had another colorway, but I decided I'm not doing that colorway anymore, so I'll change that when it's time to send it to the manu. Then I have the style name. It's a double layer long sleeve with rhinestones, diamond cut-ups on the sleeves. Now moving on to page 2, where I have the measurements for a size medium, because that's the sample size that I'm going for. I have further measurements deeper along in the tech pack, but as you can see, the measurements on here, I try to be descriptive as possible, very visual as well. A lot of these menus struggle with English. It's not their first language, so I want it to be visually appealing and straightforward. So I have just arrows and just lines all over just to show what part of the piece I'm talking about with numbers, and then the actual measurement numbers for the front and the back. Now moving on, like I just said, I have the size chart right here. I went ahead and measured some pieces that I like. I like how they fit on me, and I came up with these size charts. Now, the thing about this, a lot of manufacturers, they'll just completely just not do this, or they'll try to act like they won't do it and think you won't notice, but that's why you need to measure your pieces. And also another good way, which is I'll be doing later in the series, is getting a sample reference piece. I'll either send up a piece like this, I really like how this feels, so I'll send this up, or I'll go buy a piece and send it up to my manufacturer so they can use that as a reference and a sample to where they don't have to kind of guess, or don't have to go through a lot of trial and error samples. But yeah, this is the size chart here. I have the size of all the length, chest, shoulder, sleeve, top sleeve, all that stuff. Now, getting on to the next page where I have just some simple details. They may be simple and minor, but they all come together to play a big part into the design, into the shirt, the garment. So first, I want it to be 100% cone cotton. I need to upgrade that again, but it's going to be 280 GMS. I want it to be a little heavyweighter. I want this to be a piece for the fall, so that is what I'm looking for. It should be nice, comfortable, heavyweight. Then I want this to be embroidery. I don't know why, but I really like embroidery. I feel like it kind of gives away that luxury feel, at least for what I'm looking for. So it's gonna be embroidery. Then I have right here, this is my custom tag. I just want them to show the placement, kind of show them what it looks like. So I have a picture here. Then I have the tag needs to look similar to this. The instructions are on page 7, which we'll get to soon. Then I have just some little minor instructions here as well. The logo needs to be 3 inches down from the collar. Same for all shirts. Then I have just some other stuff. Black rhinestones on the white shirt. White rhinestones on a black one. Then the rhinestones need to look similar to this picture. Can't really see it. You'd have to zoom in. But I have a better example further along in the tech pack. Then I had that the collar needs to be 3 inches. I want a raised collar. I kind of like that. I don't want to say turtleneck feel, but like half the side of a turtleneck with a slightly raised collar feels really good to me. So that's what I want on there. Now, just getting to some more minor instructions, details. Just talking about the rhinestones here briefly. They're gonna be I need to switch these again. You see, there's a lot of mistakes on here, but y'all get the general idea. It's gonna be white rhinestones over here, black rhinestones on the white one. Now let's get to the colors. I'm not using any colors besides black and white, so these are the color codes in the color. I have just like little bubbles so they just know what I'm talking about. Then we get on to the chart, or not the chart, the tags. These are the tags for the shirts. I made these tags a while back. I definitely probably will upgrade them, but I like them so far, so we're gonna keep them. I have this the length and the width, the design, all that stuff. Straightforward, simple. Now we're gonna get on to the measurements of the logo. I have it in this little bubble right next to the piece. I have lines and numbers just to show what I'm talking about. And then in the middle, I have just the actual measurement length 6 inches, width 11 inches. Then I have the number to represent each one. And moving on to the measurement of the little cutouts right here, I have it there as well. The length and the width might be subject to change. We'll see. But that's the measurements I have for that right now. Then I have instructions on the further page. And this is kind of where I try to describe what I'm talking about here. But like I said, I will probably just send this piece up because I already had this sample actually made, and I'll show y'all that tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. But this is what I could best illustrate with the skills I have right now. Getting on to some reference examples, I feel like these could really help when your manufacturer's trying to like see what you want. So I have just like the picture before, the rhinestones. I want the rhinestones to look similar to this, very small, all over. That's what I got right there. And then I want my sleeves to kind of be a drop shoulder look, just very like, I guess, baggy, where, you know, they're covering the hand. I like that look right there. I like that piece as well as a tough piece. Check that piece out. And then I had just some extra info right here. Just saying the rhinestones on the sleeves for page 5. I want them to be as small as possible, going around the whole sleeve. If anything's unclear, I tell them just to contact me. And then I want flared sleeves and drop shoulders like I just showed. And then I reiterate, if anything's unclear, text or call me. Do not make a decision on your own because I don't want this to be a wrong piece or if there's any confusion. But yeah, that is my tech pack. As you can see, it needs work, but I just wanted to just quickly show y'all my design more than anything. I'll have a tech pack update throughout this whole series, so you'll see the better and finished version of that tech pack before I send it over to my manufacturer and order my next sample. But that's all for this one. Like I said earlier, I already have a sample already made. It needs some improvements. But if you want to see the actual piece in person and how I plan to fix it, stay tuned for the next episode.